Pete Buttigieg nicely shut down a MAGA talking point we've been hearing a lot about, sort of the rhetoric coming from the pro-Kamala Harris movement. And I'll address it, as we go along, but I like the way that Pete Buttigieg handled this, because it's about the way that we're speaking about the right, and how a big part of our message is we want to be more decent and compassionate, but we're still going to attack a little bit, right? We're still going to be aggressive on certain things. And sometimes we're going to joke too about our political opponents. And that has caused some MAGA for sure, but then also more centrist commentators, probably like the guy you're going to hear here posing the question from Politico, to ask, is there a contradiction there? Are y'all not playing into the same division that you're speaking out against? So here is Pete Buttigieg.
Run for the DNC, but you later wrote about that while true, the statement was not in keeping with how I publicly speak about political figures or anyone else. And afterward, you reflected that you said the president was inspiring a loss of decency, not just in his supporters, but also in those of us who opposed him. Have you noticed that this convention, do you think the President Obama's sort of hand gesture joke at Trump's expense, or Tim Walz sort of talking about the the debunked couch story with J.D. Vance, do you think that is beneath him?
I mean, look, I still think that we are, as a whole, very much going high, not only compared to obviously the Trump-Vance campaign, but compared to the norm in presidential politics.
Being out sick the last few days has caused our channel growth to come to a screeching halt. If you want to help jumpstart it back to where it was going before, you can do so by clicking the subscribe button if you haven't already. Easy, free, but makes all the difference. Back to the video.
That doesn't mean that we're completely above occasionally the temptation to tweak our opponents on things that are just crying out to be tweaked. But look, I do think there's a lot of different levels of what's going on, right? One of which is what they are calling vibes, or what we used to call morale, which is the way it feels to be in this campaign. And I do think that overall we've done a good job as a party and as a campaign of calling people to what is highest. And that doesn't mean it's all high-minded and highfalutin. I just mean that we're speaking to what is best in people, the ability to look to the future. We're asking people to be bigger. And that's a way that we can show, and not just tell, the difference between what we have to offer and the, in my view, profound darkness that is the overall motif of the entire Trump-Vance campaign right now. Even more than it was in the Trump-Pence campaign, although that was fueled by grievance too. But at least, as I said last night, at least Mike Pence was polite. At least he added like a certain sense of sunny, something or other, or tried to the ticket. Now it seems like they've really doubled down on the darkness.
Perfect. Because you hear this a lot, and never has this term been more applicable. False equivalency, right? I've heard some go, oh, you say that MAGA is being too vicious, too dark, too divisive, but then Obama makes that size of Trump's crowds joke, right? Or J.D. Vance is mocked for the couch. I call it a rumor. It's not even true. Just a fake story. The fake story that in college he pleasured himself with a couch, okay? It's not a true story, but it became a joke because of how prominent it became. And of course, as a principle, you don't want to push false stories. And sometimes jokes happen, okay? It happens. And to compare the truly vitriolic towards political opponents, towards our country, a nation in serious decline, rhetoric from Trump, towards principles we should hold super dearly, like the peaceful transfer of power, to compare that darkness of they're coming from jails to rape you and to murder you, and Kamala Harris wants it and she's laughing from above. To compare that with an occasional joke here and there, or serious attacks that are justified, and that's a tough one because people disagree, of course, based on what's justified, but also that are directed towards the leaders of a movement is ridiculous. You can't compare. And so I think it's about what is either side offering and what's the darkness or light of either of those offerings, and then who's being discussed in the attacks. So what's the Trump vision? It is a dark one. The thing he's most excited for is mass, deportation camps or something. And retribution. And there is this excitement, we've seen it from MAGA folks, of punishing the people who wronged Trump. So that's what's being offered. And there's a discussion of just people on the other side in some type of way. Whereas the leaders of the Democratic movement so often focus their attacks on the leaders of the MAGA movement, Trump, obviously. And so that's the who's being discussed. It's less so just about rank and file. That's why we have Republicans speaking at the convention saying, if you're a Republican out there and you're pro-Constitution, pro-democracy, pro these American values, you're a part of this movement and we want you. We want to unite with you even if we disagree on a lot of stuff. And then also it's offering a vision of hope. It's offering a much brighter, much more unifying message where we solve problems without hating one another. And within that, we're going to joke about the couch story. Okay, we are. All right, we are. Now, speaking of JD Vance, unrelated to the couch thing, his charisma was really on full display as he ventured to, I know if you've seen this already, stick around. We're going to have a fun time with it. It's just so not as fun of a time as JD Vance had with a couch, but we are going to have a fun time with it, where Vance went into a donut shop. And it gives Ron DeSantis vibes. It really does, okay? Just so awkward.
The zoo has come to town. Thank you for letting us come in here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I'm sorry, man. Okay, yeah. She doesn't want to be on film, guys, so just cut her out of anything. Appreciate that, man. I'm JD Vance. I'm running for vice president. Good to see you.
Okay.
It gets better. It gets better. But what is that? So I love the woman's vibe who's serving him, because she goes, I don't want to be on film. And he goes, okay, all right, cut her out. And then he goes, I'm running for vice president. Because clearly she's not giving, oh my gosh, energy, right? Oh, you're JD Vance. And so he says, I'm running for vice president. She goes, okay. And then I love this part.
How long have you worked here?
I've been here since the beginning of July.
Okay.
For this year.
Okay, good. How about you, sir?
Almost 2 years.
Okay, good. Just everything, yeah. I mean, a lot of glazed here, some sprinkle stuff, some of these cinnamon rolls, just whatever makes sense. How long has this place been around?
About 4 years.
About 4 years? Okay. How long have you been here?
A little over 6 months.
Okay, good.
JD, what the heck is this? Oh my gosh. So first of all, I don't know why the employees are just not having it with them. It makes it so much better. But then what I love is JD Vance clearly walked in with like imagine you don't know how to interact with humans normally. So you're given a little pamphlet from your campaign. Here are questions you can ask people to come off as a normal person. And he only remembered one of them, which was asking someone the duration that they've been working at the place. And so he comes in and he goes, hi, I'm JD Vance. I'm running for vice president. How long have you been working here? And she gives the time. Okay. How about you, sir? How long have you been working here? And then he's out of questions. So he goes, how long is this place? One second. Ooh. So then he goes, what else can I ask time questions about? How long has this place been in business? And then someone else walks in the room And he goes, how long have you been working here? Okay. That's really funny. How long have you been working here? How long have you been working here? Bleep. I'm out of questions. How long has this building been around? Oh, it's priceless. And a comparison was put together by Midas Touch that shows the difference between Tim Walz and JD Vance.
We really came just to go to Runza, and then we did a little rally on the side when we had a little extra time. Amazing. If you don't know, the iconic Nebraska restaurant is the Runza. Don't call it anything else except a Runza. The bread consistency, all of it really matters. I got the Swiss and mushroom is kind of a classic. The cheese is solid. You can be a little bit creative, but this is it. If you're going to go to Nebraska, if you're going to go to a Nebraska football game, if you're just going to be a good person, you stop at Runza. I think it's the bread consistency. I mean,
Making your homemade every day?
get this guy on TV for Runza. Thanks for the work you're doing. Matters.
My pleasure.
Appreciate it. Thanks, everybody. Pleasure to meet you all.
So that's Walz. Can we watch one more time?
Wow.
That's Walz. Let me go back to the one that I have for you. This bigger. Can we just watch one more time? So that's now you have a comparison. In case you just arrived to Earth, that's what normal human behavior looks like. Hey, great job. This is, a food that is unique to this geography. So let me sort of explain what it's all about a little bit and interact with people in a way. So JD Vance could have walked in, asked his time questions. How long have you been working here? How long have you been working here? How long have you been working here? How long has this building been here? And then after he concluded those, he could have gone, which political brain, which donut is your favorite donut, ma'am? Oh, you like the traditionally glazed one? I like that one as well. How about we get 6 of those? Because I'm going to eat so many. Ha ha ha. And then we'll get, what do you want? Point to somebody. Oh, you want this? Throw that in there as well. Is it hard for y'all not to eat a lot of the donuts when you work here? Because, man, it would be hard if I worked at a donut shop, right? Oh, it smells so good in here. I would love to. But instead, he just has how long questions.
The zoo has come to town. Thank you for letting us come in here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I'm sorry, man? Okay, yeah. She doesn't want to be on film, guys, so just cut her out of anything. Appreciate that, man. I'm JD Vance. I'm running for vice president. Good to see you.
Okay.
How long are you working?
Oh, I missed that the first time. He says, good to see you. And she says, okay. It's like when somebody says in a romantic scenario, which I've never been the one who did this. Okay. So you could just stop with that speculation. But when you go, I love you to someone for the first time and they go, thank you. Oof. It's so good to see you. Okay.
I've been here since the beginning of July
Okay.
of this year.
Okay, good. How about you, sir?
Almost 2 years.
Okay, good. Just everything, yeah. I mean, a lot of glazed here, some sprinkle stuff, some of these cinnamon rolls, just whatever makes sense. As long as it's
Whatever makes sense. No, but that's your job. You're supposed to order. Let me mute my mic so I can cough.
been around.
About 4 years.
About 4 years? Okay. How long have you been here?
A little over 6 months.
Okay, good. The zoo has come to...
All right. Now that I know how long everyone's been here, I can leave. Okay. Let me know what you thought of all that in the comments. I'm about to cough my lungs out. Still getting over that. So I'm going to say goodbye to you for this segment, and I'll catch you in the next one.